In this video, I want to talk about the right perspective on financial adversity. I need to speak about this. It's because financial adversity is one of those controversial subjects that people fall over. And it shouldn't be like this. Hold on. It shouldn't be like this at all. And here's the weird part. There are famous preachers out there. I'm not going to call names because I'm not here to cause, hysteria and sensation. But you have those mega preachers with big churches, both nationally in countries and internationally. So I'm not just talking about those that are internationally known. And they talk about prosperity and money, but they only talk about money. But they never give you perspective about money. For example, they tell you if you just pay your tithes, things are going to be well. Or they tell you if you just work hard enough, you'll be able to pay your bills. Or they tell you enough to keep you trapped in that cycle of surviving. They never inform you, because true information transforms you. That's what information is. Information is not data. Data is just data. Data is facts, whether those facts are true or not. A lot of ministries offer you data when it comes to money, but they don't give you information. They don't teach you the wide perspective so that you operate in freedom. Now, on this channel, I keep videos short so that you are hit with knowledge. Imagine when there's a lot of lightning hitting and there's an impact. That's how I want you to be impacted with knowledge, so that you are transformed in your understanding to see from the wider perspective, so you will walk by faith. That's what I'm doing with this channel. About financial adversity, there's one root that you need to get rid of, and that's the root of self-blame. Self-blame is not the same as acknowledging your contribution to something, or as the world calls it, taking responsibility. A lot of people don't see the difference between the two. They don't. So they're operating in condemnation without them being aware of it. And you cannot operate in condemnation and at the same time operate in Christ's abundance. It's not going to happen, because Christ's abundance overrules the lack that comes as a consequence of condemnation. But if you hold on to condemnation and you don't agree with Christ, you cannot operate in the overruling power of Christ. You can't. So, about self-blame can only exist if you hold on to worldly expectations. Because worldly expectations are expectations that are factual. They're not pure things made up. Those are factual expectations, but those expectations only bring forth short-term benefits that expire. As long as you hold on to worldly expectations, you will be operating in self-blame. Because when you operate in faith, when you operate in supernatural, there is no self to blame. So you can't operate in self-blame when you operate in the Spirit. So this video, I'm going to keep it short. Be delivered from self-blame. That's why evaluate your expectations, especially when it comes to adulthood. I don't want to make this video too long, as I mentioned before, but okay, when a child is born, they are a baby, they are an infant, their body grows and their mind grows, and then they are what they call an adult. Okay? But that's the physical part. But then you also have expectations of the environment, of society, concerning adulthood. Now, physical adulthood, we all know it exists. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about that. That's just true. But there's also this thing called adulthood in society, which is a social construct that we don't evaluate. We automatically assume it's a natural thing. We automatically assume that when you reach a certain bodily age, you ought to be a certain way. Well, it is true that if you are a little baby, that you wear diapers, and that when you are 12, you don't anymore. So there are expectations that you can't defend. But society also has a lot of expectations concerning adulthood that don't add up. But people just accept them because they think, well, just how the way it is. Again, self-blame is not something natural. Conviction is natural. Self-blame is not. So you need to unlearn it because it's a stronghold that will grant Satan access to you daily. And why would you want to do that? Now, you're not aware of it, that you were operating self-blame. That's why I inform you now, so that you'll agree with Christ and be delivered from it. Well, that being said, again, agree with Christ and be at peace.